a question a little while ago about sweet potato curing. How you do it and why you do it. For those that you don't know, sweet potato is a really, really good food. I was never a fan of sweet potatoes till a couple years ago because it's the same thing most people hear all over. The only time they've ever had sweet potatoes is around the holidays, and it's just candied up, really sweet, and I just never liked it, and I was like, ugh. My wife grew some a couple years ago, and just having mashed sweet potatoes, and I really liked it. It has a little better flavor than regular potatoes, but it's almost like a potato, a white potato, with the added advantage of you don't have as many starches and everything in there, so it's better for you. And it has a lot more vitamins and everything like that in it, so that's great. So why and how do you cure a sweet potato? I'm showing these buckets here where we're curing ours now. If you pick your sweet potatoes and process them immediately, you're fine. You don't have to cure them. Okay, you can just do whatever you want. Matter of fact, this last weekend, my mom and dad were in town, and every year when my parents come down, it's about the same time as we pick our sweet potatoes. Well, my dad's job every year, and he's been doing this for a few years now, is he peels a sweet potato and dices them. And then what we do is we boil big batches of them, big, huge batches of them. We mash them all, and you know those yogurt containers that are about 4 cups? After they're mashed, we put them in there, press them down tight, freeze them overnight, and then vacuum pack them. So now anytime we need mashed potatoes for the year, we just take them out, and we use sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes for mashed potatoes because they're better for you, health-wise and vitamin-wise. So that's what we do with that. We also tried something new, and I'll get this out there. It's called a sweet potato sauce. It's really good. And you can almost replace it in anything you would, like a marinara type sauce. So I'll give you more about that later. So if you do potatoes right away, you're fine. You don't have to do anything. You can just use them, okay? But if you want to keep sweet potatoes, you got to cure them. So how we cure ours is these plastic totes. Now it's best to have the clear ones to let the sun in. You want the sweet potatoes to be in 80 plus degrees. So this is where it gets hard for some people this time of year. You might have to do it in the house in a sunny window. That can do it, because the greenhouse effect in your house and getting the sun in these tubes, you can. And you can see if you come up close the moisture and stuff inside there. It's creating a little greenhouse effect. And what that does is, let me take this off. Okay. Here's some larger ones we have. You can get a comparison to size, so that's a pretty good size. If you see this skin, we picked these about 4 days ago. It's still really soft. You see how I barely touched that? And that came off right there? It's really, really soft. Well, keeping them in these containers for a couple weeks, what that will do is it will toughen up that skin, so that skin is like the sweet potatoes you see in the store, the regular potatoes in the store, where they're hard and you can't really just scratch it off real easy. And what that does is, last fall when we picked them right about the beginning of November, we pick ours about the beginning of November, and you want to pick sweet potatoes before the frost, okay? You pick the sweet potatoes before the frost. That's key. Or you'll have issues all over the place. So we picked them at the beginning of November. Last June, just a few months ago, we used our last sweet potato that was cured. We just kept in our pantry. So the sweet potatoes keep a long time, which is very nice. So if you're looking for a crop that will keep a long time when it's cured right, through the winter, because during the winter time in most areas it's harder to get some food. Lettuce and stuffs are great, but you just need a little more if you want to grow a lot of your own stuff. So sweet potatoes cure really good, and they keep a long time. They don't get as mushy as regular potatoes as quick, which is nice. So, and you can almost substitute in almost every dish a sweet potato for a potato. I like beans. I make a lot of beans. Regular beans, not canned beans. I'll make my own. And just some good Boston baked beans or a good pinto bean recipe on top of a little mashed sweet potato is really, really good. So I had a question about the sweet potatoes. I wanted to make sure I showed you guys this. It's really simple to do. That's it. If we have a greenhouse where we can keep it in, makes it a little easier. If not, put it in your house in a sunny location. And remember, the sweet potato leaves you can eat. They're not actually a potato. They're part of the morning glory family. Matter of fact, the plants are really nice with all the flowers. So you can eat the leaves. You can take the leaves. I fed the leaves to my tilapia and they love it. Matter of fact, we're starting 4 plants right here for a couple reasons. One, we can get some vines to feed the fish. And 2, excuse me, we can start taking slips off in December, January, so we can propagate our own, because sweet potato slips, slips are just little plants about this big. That's how you plant them, not by seed or anything. Well, sweet potato slips have gotten real expensive the last couple years. So we are doing our own for that. It's really easy to do. So when we do slips, I will do a video on the proper way to do a slip and what you do. Some people soak the potato in water. Excuse me, sorry about that. We don't. Literally, this is what we do. We put the potato below the dirt, and you'll start seeing them growing up, and we just take them off. And we root that in some water until it gets root, then we put it in soil. So that's how we do. We have a lot higher success and get a lot more rootings that way than soaking it halfway in water and everything like that. So that's it on the sweet potatoes. If you guys have never grown sweet potatoes, try them sometime. They're a really good crop. It gets a little harder up north, but you can still do it, because down south, I'm in Texas, we can actually get 2 sweet potato crops a year, which is kind of nice. So we're going to try maybe start doing that. And that way it has, if they're cured right, how long they'll keep. We'll have sweet potatoes all year long for us to use. And if you're up north, you can still grow sweet potatoes, but it's probably just a 1 crop thing. But make sure you dig them all before the first frost. So that's it. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Any questions, put them below. Any comments, please leave them below. And I thank everybody for subscribing to these. Everybody have a great day.